Hi folks, I'm Matt Helland. I'm the Senior Vice President of Client Relations at North American Energy Advisory, and I'd like to welcome you back to our short video series where we're discussing the 5 most important topics to identify when choosing a supplier. Now, if you missed our last video, it was on the importance of timing in the market. Timing is a very important part to identify when you're going to find the best pricing. So today what we're talking about is price components. Now let me explain. When you have your power bill, there's 2 main components to it. Those 2 components are going to be delivery and supply. Now if you operate in a deregulated market, you have the ability to choose a supplier. So you can affect this portion of your bill. Your delivery portion, that is tariff charges. That's actually where your utility makes their money for the reading of the meters, the servicing of the account, and the coming out and fixing then if anything if it's broken. Most customers understand that they have supply charges. They don't really know what that entails. So I'm going to break that down for you. As part of your supply, there are 5 main components. The first one is, of course, energy. That's the raw energy that you're consuming. The second thing is capacity. Now, capacity, that is a charge that all commercial customers pay, and it ensures that generators put enough energy on the grid so that if everyone needed their peak demand at one given time, in theory there wouldn't be a brownout. Now, after capacity is transmission. Transmission is simply a charge which is to get the energy from point A to point B on the supply side. Now, in addition to transmission, you also have line loss. Now, line loss is exactly what it sounds like. When energy travels through lines, some of it bleeds out, and there is a cost for that lost energy. The utility doesn't pay it, you the consumer does, so that's a component of your supply. The last charge that we're going to talk about is ancillary charge. An ancillary charge is a series of small little charges that make up additional fees for the cost to supply energy. They're very nondescript, and it's usually the smaller part of your actual energy supply charge. These 5 charges are charges you always have for supply, whether you have a supplier or you don't. Now, with these charges, obviously the actual cost of energy fluctuates. That's why people look to hedge their energy. In other words, secure a fixed price so that there's no volatility or fluctuation for this component. Capacity, transmission, line loss, and ancillary charge, those 4 components are all tariff charges. What that means is that your utility, the Public Utility Commission, and the ISO, which is the Independent System Operator, that is the person who actually oversees the grid that the energy runs on, they file tariffs with the state to secure a cost for each of these things. Once they file that and it's approved, those charges remain the same. So really, the biggest variable is the actual cost of the energy. Okay, so energy, which I said is a changing value, it's important to find the proper time for you to actually hedge that energy. That's what we talked about in the first video. Timing is everything with this component. With the rest of them, most suppliers offer an all-inclusive price, and what that means is they include each of these items in one price for you. However, some suppliers will offer an energy-only product. Some suppliers will offer a capacity that is being left out, and they fix the other cost. This gets floated and you have it as a separate line item. All suppliers have a different way that they present this, and some suppliers actually have more than one product, so it's very important to be able to identify what each of these are, what your obligation is for these, and that will help you to better identify which product's going to be best for your business. So one example of this is a lot of customers will get some terms and conditions from a supplier without really being able to identify which of these components are included in their price. If you're expecting to get a price of 7 cents and thinking that covers your entire supply, however, capacity has been left out, when you get your first bill, you're going to see your 7-cent charge for your other components, plus a separate lined item for capacity, which could push your price up to 7.5 or 7.7. That can be very alarming because when you're setting your energy budget based on that 7 cents, you didn't take into account that your price doesn't include everything. That was a classic example. Here at North American Energy Advisory, what our advisors do is we simplify this process for you. We take all the suppliers that we collect bids from and we make sure that you get an apples to apples comparison. So if we're looking for an all-inclusive price, everything that's presented to you is a side-by-side comparison and they're all the same product. Now, 90% of customers are looking for a fixed rate and that's the product that works best for them. For some small percentage of customers, there's actually other products like a shape lock or an index that may be more advantageous for you. We're not really going to get into that today. We'll talk about it at a later time. So as you can see, these 5 components are very important. I hope this video has been helpful for you to better understand what makes up your energy supply. And that's all I have for today. Now, please keep your eye out for our next video, which we're going to go over how to identify what is the best product for your particular organization based on your energy profile. Again, my name is Matt Helland. Thank you for your time and talk to you soon.